Shalom, which is Hebrew for peace. Good afternoon. I got a quick read, which is First Corinthians chapters 8 and 9. And it's titled Our Freedom in Christ. Go on and eat, you know. And it's in reference to food sacrificed to idols. Certain ceremonies. Thanksgiving, for example, you know, food sacrificed to another god, because that's not a holy day. That's not a day, a feast day that the Most High God declared. That's a man-made feast day. So whenever something is going on around the world ceremonially, you know, and the world deems it a day of declaration, a declared holiday, you know, that's not of the Most High God. Maybe of another God, you know. So we're gonna touch on that for a minute, real quick. And I'll start reading at, once again, First Corinthians chapter 8. We're gonna read through chapter 9. Paul a bad dude, man. You get to understanding Paul, yeah. You get to understanding some stuff. All right. First Corinthians chapter 8, beginning at verse 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. Knowledge make us swell our chests up and feel like we know something, we somebody, we doing something, you know. But charity edifieth. But when you give somebody something, you drop some love on somebody, it edifies their spirit. It makes them want more. You know, it's more attractive than to just talk. You feel me? All right. 2. If any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing. Let me clear that. Once again. And if any man thinketh that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. That means you ought to know. In this book, in this word concerning this, if you think you know something, then you don't know nothing about nothing. Huh? If you think you know it all, or you got to a point where you know something, you need to humble yourself, because that man that think he knows something don't know nothing. Because standing next to Christ, who our judge is, we don't know nothing. Remain a student, you know. And it says you don't know nothing, yet as you ought to know, meaning you ought to know that you don't know nothing. This thing is ever learning. Keep reading. Humble yourself. All right. But picking up at 3. But if any man love the Most High, the same is known of him. If you love the Most High, we gonna know. It's gonna show in your walk versus what you're talking about all the time. 4. As concerning, therefore, the eating of those things that are sacrificed, that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world. So, when people are cooking up food in honor of a feast day, a ceremony, this food is in reverence to this day. That's food sacrificed to an idol. If that day, that feast day, is not a day found in this book, you know, Thanksgiving food. That don't mean we can't eat Thanksgiving food, because food ain't nothing but food to us, which we about to find out. You know what I'm saying? Because in our hearts, we understand the Most High God. That's what's up. Not any of these other lesser gods or idols, you know. But Thanksgiving was created on the grounds of sin. You feel me? So the ceremony, When you giving thanks to, who you giving thanks to for real? When that day ain't a day ordained by the Most High. In fact, the Most High tells us in this book, in Amos, I believe 5:21, if I'm not mistaken, that he despises our feasts. Let's see if that's right. Let's see if in Amos he tells us that. Let me get to Amos right quick. And I believe it's 5:21. If it ain't 5:21, I ain't gonna waste a bunch of time hunting it down. We just know it's in Amos. And it says, the Most High despises our feasts. He hates our feasts. 5. Let's see. First, I gotta find Amos. All right, there go Amos. Let me see if it's 5:21. Yep, 5:21. Okay, Amos 5:21 reads, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. That means he won't be there. He won't be in attendance. He won't be in your feast days. Like Thanksgiving, when we cooking and we grabbing hands and like, what you thankful for? What you thankful for? You know, that ceremony, when you pray, who you praying to? Because the Most High in Amos 5:21 tells us he hates and he despises our feast days, meaning man-made feast days, because they take the attention away from his feast days. We ain't celebrating his feast days, you know. Feast of Dedication, Feast of Tabernacles, blowing the trumpets, Day of Atonement. You know, we ain't celebrating none of them. Passover. But we doing Thanksgiving up. You feel me? Let me get back to the script. We in 8, okay? Now, as concerning, therefore, the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in this world. See, we know that, right? And there is none other power but one. It's only one Most High God, right? 5. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth. You see, there are other gods that you can pray to. There are other gods that you can give thanks to. You know, if someone or something created a day and it became worshipped all over the world, there's another God behind that day. And when you saying thanks and you celebrating on that day and you drinking and getting high and drunk and then turning around trying to straighten up and grab hands and pray, who you thinking? Because our Most High God also tells us in his word to be sober and be vigilant. Huh? All right. But we know that. We know that. It's only one Most High God, right? Let me keep reading. In parentheses, as there be gods many and lords many. Verse 6. But to us there is but one power, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him. We abide in the Most High power, right? And one Lord, Christ, by whom are all things, and we by him. We abide by Christ. 7. Howbeit, there is not in every man that knowledge. Everybody don't know that, right? So check this out. For some with conscience of the idol unto this hour, some don't know that there's but one Most High power, right? And them having conscience to this idol, meaning they got knowledge of Thanksgiving though, right? And they understand the meaning behind Thanksgiving. Check it out. For some with conscience of the idol unto this hour, eat it as a thing offered unto an idol. So you know the meaning behind Thanksgiving, but you still ate, partook. You still was too weak. You wasn't strong enough to say, I ain't gonna do that. You know, with your limited knowledge, you wasn't strong enough to heed your conscience. And their conscience being weak is defiled. Your conscience is defiled now. Now you are defiling your temple by partaking in Thanksgiving, right? But meat commandeth us not to God the Most High. Meat commendeth us not to the Most High. For neither if we eat are we better, neither if we not eat are we worse. There's our knowledge that whether we eat or not, it's just food to us. That don't got nothing for us with Thanksgiving in our hearts every day, not a religion, Thanksgiving day that we waiting on to say, I thank you for this. I'm thankful for this. You know, we wake up every day and do that, right? We understand the Most High God, the Most High power. Meat ain't nothing to us but food. That's all it is to us. I don't care who prayed over it, none of that. When I grab my plate, I close my eyes and I pray to the Most High power. That curse is going off that food. And I'm about to eat and get full. You feel me? Check it out. Let me start back at 7. Howbeit, there is not in every man that knowledge. For some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto an idol. And their conscience being weak is defiled. But meat commendeth us not to the Most High. For neither if we eat are we better, neither if we not eat are we worse. Don't make no difference. So go on and eat. Now that you know though, but before you knew and when you was in the dark and your conscience was telling you like, man, this Thanksgiving stuff, I know the meaning behind that. So should I be partaking? You know, when you in that stage and you don't know, you feel me? You need to stay over behind home and away from Thanksgiving because you don't know yet. You haven't received your freedom in Christ yet. You haven't grown to understand the freedom in Christ yet. But you don't just be free and do Thanksgiving, no matter what the Most High said, you know, because he told us that he hate and he despise our feast days, right? But we learning right here that food is food. So you got to separate the food from the ceremony and the sacrifice unto idols. You know, when they close their hands and when they close their eyes and grab hands with liquor on their breath and they pray. Now, if you don't do that in your house, guess what? Around the world, they do. So if you doing something at the same time that over in the other, under the other 200 roofs, you get what I'm saying? Under that roof, they doing that. They get drunk, they get hot, then they let's close our eyes and pray over the food. Let's pray. You know, you doing the same thing at the same time. You partaking. You know, ain't no difference. You can't clean up a day and try to dress it up and make it like, you know, no, you can't do that. So let's keep reading. But meat commendeth us not to the Most High. For neither if we eat are we the better, neither if we not eat are we the worse. Keep listening. 9. But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. So you want to be careful, you man of God, right? You want to be careful not to be all around up partaking freely. And you know, you got brothers here that aren't in the clear, aren't as strong in their walk, don't know. You can't be out there freely laughing it up, getting it in. You know what I'm saying? They got red cups in their hand. You can't be one with a red cup. They passing that brown cigarette around. You can't take that thing and puff. You feel me? They grabbing hands and saying, what are you thankful for? I'm thankful for this and that. You can't be doing that. When they praying over the food, you know, on that day, you can't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? But food ain't nothing but food, though, nonetheless. Keep listening. But take heed, lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. You leaving room for your brother to judge you. Also, oh man, he ain't true about what he be talking about. He right here with Thanksgiving with us. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You leaving room to be judged. You leaving room for error in your walk. And it's going to make you uncomfortable and run up out the room. You shouldn't have went there in the first place. That means your conscience is still weak. If you can edify somebody and let them know, look here, man. I ain't hold hands and pray with y'all. I ain't do none of that, you know? I'm just here to see my family, and I'm here to eat because I'm hungry. And food ain't nothing but food to me. So I'm going to bless my food to the Most High God. I'm going to be free, and I'm going to eat. But don't classify me with this or that. I ain't that. I ain't the same. You know? That's why I ain't drunk and I ain't high. That's why I ain't partaking in all of the festivities. I'm just here to shine my light and eat. And I ain't gonna talk your ear off about this God thing and all that, you know? Because this ain't what we here for. I'm just here to have fun and see my family and eat. That's it. You know? You can express that clearly, and your brother sitting next to you have a clear understanding of that. You're not being a stumbling block to him. You're not making him be confused with the fact that you could just walk around doing what you want to do. You know? Don't be a stumbling block. Keep your law in your heart, but don't be a stumbling block to others. Don't be out here just loose and free and getting it in. You feel me? Always maintain your order. Now, 10. For if any man see thee, which has knowledge, sit at meat in the idol's temple, you sitting at the table, you eating with them, check it out. Shall not the conscience of him that is weak be emboldened to eat those things which are offered to idols? Now you got him under the impression that you could just do what you want to do. I could go to Thanksgiving. I could go to Christmas. I can participate in Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and all the feasts. He there. You know what I'm saying? You got to draw that line of separation. You feel me? And through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom Christ died. So through your knowledge, you went and partook, but you took advantage of your freedom because you did all the turning up and stuff that they did. You didn't go there and separate yourself. Or you didn't wait until the whole Thanksgiving ceremony was over and dinner and all that stuff was over and come through later, sober on them, you know, sober and vigilant, and say hi and greet your family and crack you a few jokes and all that, and fix you a plate, you know, after they all drunk and high and loose and getting it in, you know, in the name of Thanksgiving, come through sober. Hey, cuz, what's up, auntie? And fix your plate and eat and pray over your food and eat, and you good. And then before you start getting loose and fall victim to temptation and want to pour you up a red cup, you know, get up out of there. You feel me? Or wait till the next day. The season set in on your leftovers, so the food gonna be just as good or better. Go over there on the next day. Fix you some food. It's only food. But don't get caught up in the feast. Don't get caught up in the day. Don't get caught up in the ceremony. Don't get caught up in the sacrifice to idols. It ain't nothing but food to you. So let it only be food. Fill your stomach and get on out the way. That's how it works. That's what he's telling you. 11. And through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish. Through my knowledge, the weak brother done perished because he see me turning up. For whom Christ died, I done became a stumbling block to him. Christ dead to him now. Because he about to start turning up every holiday and stuff. Because he saw me doing it. 12. But when ye sin so against the brethren and wound their weak conscience, you make them think, you know, it's cool. And you got a certain kind of freedom. You know, you taking your freedom out of context. Check it out. Ye sin against Christ. That's who you sinning against. 13. Wherefore, if meat make my brother to offend, I will eat no flesh while the world standeth, lest I make my brother to offend. So if you know it's a bunch of judges and things, you know it's a bunch of critics, you know it's a bunch of people who standing around waiting for you to fall, waiting for you to come around to do something that they can be like, aha, I told you, you ain't who you portray yourself to be, you know. You got people waiting on that. That might not be the party you want to attend if you ain't strong enough to keep your fronts up and maintain who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because all through here, we found that food ain't nothing but food, but a sacrifice, a ceremony, all that stuff, Yeah, that's still what it is. So you want to separate yourself from that. But just keep in mind, food ain't nothing but food. Get it? That's how I go. Now, 9. Am I not an apostle? This is when he gets to breaking it down in chapter 9. Am I not an apostle? Am I not free? Have I not seen Christ our Lord? Are not ye my work in the Lord? So he's saying, are not you a witness to me going hard for the Lord? Like saying that this whole book count and keeping the law? Are you not a witness to that? Do I not motivate you by taking it a step beyond what the world do? And doing this whole book? 2. If I not be an apostle unto others, yet doubtless I am to you. For the seal of mine apostleship are ye in the Lord. If I not be an apostle unto others, yet doubtless I am to you, right? For the seal of mine apostleship are ye in the Lord. So if you've learned from me how to do this whole book, and that this whole book count, and that I'm properly preaching the gospel, right? If I not be an apostle unto others, yet doubtless I am to you. For the seal of mine, the evidence that I'm an apostle are you and everything you've learned from me. How am I shining my light to you? Not because I'm sitting here in this moment, in this day, which you deem Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? No. How every day am I shining my light to you? That's what you run and tell that. You understand? Now, mine answer to them that do examine me is this. Listen to Paul about to get on their heads. Mine answer to them that do size me up and examine me is this. 4. Have we not power to eat and to drink? What, I can't eat and drink? Have we not power to lead about a sister, a wife, as well as other apostles? Do I not have people that you see following me in my word? Right? And as a brethren of the Lord and Cephas, are you counting me not a brethren of the Lord? And you see my works because you see me here on this day that I don't even value. I just came to eat with my family and see my family because I got freedom in Christ and I do the law by spirit of Christ, not letter. 6. Or I only and Barnabas, have not we power to forbear working? Can we chill out and not work for a minute so we can, enjoy self and eat? You know what I'm saying? Do I gotta always be on the job? Can I not forbear working for a minute to eat and enjoy myself with the rest of you? Or do I gotta be let me get out of here. I'm on, Or are you happy to see me? Or you want to know how I'm doing? You got something you want to ask me out of innocent, sincere learning? Or are you trying to size me up and see where I'm stumbling and falling at? Do I not have freedom? 7. Who goeth to warfare at any time at his own charges? Who preach all this stuff, right? And then show up at Thanksgiving and kumbaya with the Thanksgiving people, Who does that? That's what Paul's saying. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to eat and see my family. Who planteth a vineyard? Who sows seeds? Who drop jewels on people, right? Who planteth a vineyard and eateth not of the fruit thereof? So who show love to people who dropped jewels, and then you cooking, I can't come sup with you. I can't come see you face to face. You know what I'm saying? All I got for you is a scripture. I can't come see you. I can't come eat. You get that? Who feedeth a flock and eateth not of the milk of the flock? Same thing I just said, right? 8. Say I these things as a man? Am I coming to you talking as a man in my own? No. Or saith not the law the same also? Or am I saying what the law say? Saith what I say as a man? Or do I say what the law be saying? Do I ever come out of my own mouth about what I say and how I feel? Or do I say what the law say? 9. For it is written in the law of Moses. Let's just drop anchor right there and kill that whole the law is not dead thing. Man, we've been all through the Romans, Galatians, we in Corinthians now, all through the New Testament, where Paul keep referring to the law of Moses. You know, he values the law. He holds the law. You feel me? But in the spirit of Christ. He trying to show you how to do it now with a freedom. Not just free will, do what you want to do. And if you saying, I'm going to, you know, I'll be forgiven. You know what I'm saying? I might fall weak again. I'll be forgiven again. Keep playing with the Most High. The law is not dead. Let me pick up on 9. For it is written in the law of Moses, thou shalt not muzzle the mouth of the ox that treadeth the corn. If I'm doing this work, if I'm spending all my time doing this work, the least I can do is come over your house and eat. You shouldn't muzzle the mouth of the ox that treadeth the corn. Doth the Most High take care of the oxen? Don't the Most High take care of the oxen? 10. Or saith he it altogether for our sakes? Or saith he it altogether for our sakes? For our sakes, no doubt, this is written. Check this out. For saith he it altogether for our sakes? For our sakes, no doubt, this is written, that he that ploweth should plow in hope, and that he that the thresheth in hope should be partaker of his hope. I should partake in who I have hope in. When I spread this word, I got hope that is dropping not on blind eyes and deaf ears. I got a hope that is reaching my loved ones. And them same ones that I got hope in, I should be able to partake with them. I should be able to partake with in which I got hope. Let me read that one more time so you can get that clear what I just explained. This is written, that he that ploweth should plow in hope, right? Me that put work in, I should put work in with hope. And that he that thresheth in hope should be partaker of his hope. 11. If we have sown unto you spiritual things, is it a great thing that we shall reap your carnal things? If I drop spiritual jewels on you, is it something big that I reap of your carnal food? That I'll come eat with you? You know? 12. If others be partakers of this power over you, if others be partakers of this power over you, are not we rather? So if you partaking in other powers than God's, wouldn't you rather see me around and have the power of the living God amongst you? It might be some grace and mercy in the building if I come through representing the Most High God. Huh? I shouldn't make you uncomfortable or not want me there. My presence alone. And I ain't gonna open my mouth and talk your ear off about this stuff. I'm just coming to eat and see my people. Huh? If others, we in 12, if others be partakers of this power over you, are not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power. You get that? I ain't come through harping. I ain't even using my power. Nevertheless, we have not even used this power, but suffer all things, lest we should hinder the gospel of Christ. Nevertheless, we have not used this power that we got, but we suffer all things. We put ourselves at subjection of judgment. We suffer in all things. We know as judges, we know as critics around, we gonna suffer that. You know why? That we should not hinder the gospel of Christ. That's why. Because the ministry of presence is key. We ain't got to run and duck and hide and stuff. We stand out and we come shine our light. Straight like that. 13. Do ye not know that they which minister about holy things live of the things of the temple? And they which wait at the altar are partakers with the altar. The people that work the altar, they partake with the altar. 14. Even so hath the Lord ordained that they which preach the gospel should live off of the gospel. They that preach the gospel should live off of the gospel. If I get hungry, I should be able to come by you where I preach the gospel and eat. In no regards to what today is. You cooking it up, I should be good for a plate and some love. Huh? Right? 15. But I have used none of these things, neither have I written these things, that it should be so done unto me. For it were better for me to die than that any man should make my glorifying void. It'd be better for me to die than to put myself in a position where I'm getting judged. You feel me? So I ain't used none of these things. Neither have I written these things, that it should be so done unto me. You know? I ain't write these things so that we can all go to our closets and seclude ourselves. I wrote these things to bring people together, not divide, right? For it were better for me to die than that any man should make my glorifying the Most High void, and put me in a category with some sinners. Don't put me in a category with sinners. Just appreciate my presence. I represent the Most High God. That don't mean I got to hide. 16. If you haven't had this understanding yet, if you ain't got to this understanding yet, then yeah, you might want to stay out the way for Thanksgiving, because you're going to subject yourself to a whole bunch of temptation. And I'll keep using Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving just passed. But any feast day, anything that's a ceremony sacrifice to idols, you're going to subject yourself to a whole bunch of judgment and a whole bunch of temptation. And you might fall because it's evident that you're weak in your conscience. You don't know all things. Not to say I know all things. All praises to the Most High. You know? But I'm just learning this and deciding to share it. You know? We got freedom to show up whenever, wherever. There's our law right here. And right here. So wherever I go, I'm good. My fringes, I got them on. They're right here. I'm good. I'm a Jew inward, not outward. That was my last lesson. Where we at? "16. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of. I don't want no glory. I have nothing to be glorified for. For the necessity is laid upon me, yea, it is necessary. The Most High deemed it necessary that I preach the gospel. Right? Yea, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. So I don't have to devalue myself or try to hide my gospel to come around. I don't gotta, who I am. I can wear it loud and proud how I want. I'll be devalued, and woe will be unto me if I don't preach this gospel. 17. For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me. A dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me. If I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me. What is my reward then? If against my will I'm doing this thing, if it's a hard knock life for me to live the Most High's way, what's my reward? 18. Verily that, when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Christ without charge. Verily, 18 again. Verily, that when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Christ without charge, that I abuse not my power in the gospel. 19. For though I be free from all men, yet I have made myself servant to all. So I'm free from everybody's judgment. I don't care what nobody say. You know why? Because I've made myself a servant to all, that I might gain the more. 20. And unto the Jews, I became as a Jew. I'm Kwam Yasharalion. You understand? I'm Rise Israel. I'm repping Israel and Judah. You feel me? For unto the Jews I became as a Jew, that I might gain the Jews. To them that are under the law, as under the law, that I might gain them that are under the law. You feel me? 21. To them that are without law, to the lawless people, check it out. As without law, being not without law to God. See, I can go around people who live lawlessly, right? Because I got freedom, But check it out. I became to them comfortable. I ain't come around like what y'all doing, To them that are without law, as without law, being not without law to the Most High, but under the law of Christ. The law to Christ is freedom. You don't separate yourself, make divisions. You know what I'm saying? That's the law that I'm under. I didn't put down my law to God. I picked up my law of Christ so that I could go amongst my bros and them over there that are without law. Let me tell you why. That I might gain them that are without law. 22. To the weak I became as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. 23. And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. No matter what lane somebody in, no matter what position they are in life, no matter what they upholding, I got something in common with them. That's what love is supposed to do. Cover a multitude of division and sin. No matter how you thinking, no matter what you are, I still got love for you. and I could still partake at the table with you. I can eat with you. '24. Know ye not that they which run a race run all, but receiveth one prize? Everybody running his race, right? Everybody running as hard as they can, but it's only one prize. So run that ye might obtain. So run with your hopes up, right? Let me tell you why. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Every man that strives to be their best, they're temperate in all things because they've conditioned themselves for this race. Because they racing against their clock. They ain't racing for the trophy. That's why every man that runs, every man ought to run. So you can obtain more strength. No matter who wins, I guarantee my time running this race was better than my time running the last time I ran. That's the game plan, to get better and better and to strengthen yourself. Huh? Check it out. And every man that strives for the mastery, every man that have conditioned himself, is temperate in all things. They used to condition for whatever come their way. They ready to take some lumps on the head. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, right? But we an incorruptible crown. They doing it for glory of man, for praise and valor. They running for first place and all that. We do it for an incorruptible crown. We do it to get better and better and better, stronger and stronger and stronger. My time better than my last time, I feel good when that race over with. I don't care if I came in sixth place. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly like, man, I hope I get first place. I don't know if my man faster than me or what. I don't run like that. So fight I, not as one that beateth the air. I ain't throwing these punches. I ain't doing this just to whoop on the air, make it look good. You feel me? I'm doing this to land some punches, land some blows. I'm doing this to connect with somebody. Huh? Last verse. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. If I'm goody two shoes and too good to come around you, and all I got to do is preach, I myself am going to end up being a castaway. Get it? Don't ever be too good for your people. Don't never be too good to politic with your people. No matter what. Because we have freedom in Christ. All praises to the Most High God. Hopefully we were edified.